And to watch in this match, the left winger scored 4 tries in this finals campaign. Down over the top, the player was falling. Play on for the Newcastle Knights. This time the halfback, Brett Camore. That's come off Cronulla. So Carlaw's onside, and with the ball, big chance for the Knights. Morrow the hooker, Grogan inside. Grogan with it, the first try of Grand Final day goes the way of Newcastle. Brett Grogan scores for the Knights. And the kick so vital as it's been in first grade in the finals, so too reserve grade, the Knights up by 4.
In the first 10, 12 minutes here, the kick hasn't been successful. A little bit of luck for the Newcastle team there, getting the rebound. A good take on the far side. The Cronulla winger really didn't contest this particularly well. That's daylight. Beaten all ends up there from the jump by Carlaw. The hooker did a good job to be there, Bo. I thought he should have passed it the first time through the dummy. Eventually, Grogan scores the try. Some good support play there from the outside Newcastle players.
So this comes from a charge down. Now, I think charge downs are very overrated. All that's done is given Newcastle back possession, and from that they get the try. Did well the hooker in the end. I thought he, as Peter said, he should have passed it, but Grogan on hand to score the try. You wouldn't say it's against the run of play because it's been a seesawing game. Both sides have had opportunities in the opposing quarters, but Cronulla have probably looked a bit the better side.
And that season try tally you saw there for Brett Grogan, their reserve grade tries this season, 12 now for the year. And of course he played last Sunday versus Manly in the qualifying final in first grade.
He's a very confident young player, Grogan, and obviously has revelled in the experience that Malcolm really was prepared to give him this year in the top grade. Vigar, his centre partner out there, has been superb. The admin this match been very, very strong. Tenga Tatoa is also pretty good back at the scrum base for his side as well, and now a chance to increase their lead.
Well, injury-free, Craig Camorley would be their #1 kicker. We've mentioned that injury he's taken into the match, and Tenga Tatoa from 15 metres out. No trouble for him, so Newcastle. A right start on Grand Final day at 6-0. We'll take a break at the 14-minute mark. Welcome back to the Sydney Football Stadium. Nines coverage, Grand Final day 1995. Got their tails up, Newcastle. There's no doubt about that. They're playing with great confidence. Defence as well as attack. Cope was tackled that time, and it's 5. And they haven't made much ground, Cronulla, in that set of 6. The kick away was a good one, though. Craigie will let this one go over the sideline. It only just made it over. Steve Roach on the sideline. How are you seeing it, Blocker?
Well, I just think Cronulla need a little bit more aggression in their defence. Darren Higgins was really the only person that was putting any hits on for his side. But Nathan Long's gone on there. Obviously, their coach, Stuart Raper, thinks the same thing. They need a little bit more players with the ability to break tackle.
So some movement behind Steve with Ritson preparing to come into battle, just starting to warm up. So Stuart Raper's called for the shot troops. See Long there in 27 breaking from that scrum. This is Egar. Great impacts in first grade this year, Michael Egar. Support from the linesman as we look at the replay of this kick. Good metres for the Knights.
In fact, it was Craig Camorley kicking that one. He kept it under the wind too. Picked up good ground, kept it low, got the bounce he wanted at the end.
Caution issued here to Stuart Collins. From each there. I think anything will come of it. The scrum to pack down 15 out with the Cronulla feed. Pearson Collins get there talking to, and the scrum packs down. Stuart Raper, the coach. Successful with the President's Cup side last year, so looking for back-to-back Grand Final wins. They work the ball with Pearce. 30 metres out from his own line. Looked to pass. The support wasn't there. Camorley hanging on desperately in defence. The Sharks from dummy half have a go with Cope. And he's just a few metres short of the Newcastle line. They're 6-0 down, the Sharks looking for their first points. Away it came for Dykes. Long ball to the centre, Bateman. Through a forward pass, I thought, to Lamania, who scores in the corner. The linesman's going to say a fair try. Manson consults the goal judge and awards a try. I just have a big question mark over the final pass.
Well, it was a good flowing movement from Cronulla. They'd actually put Adam Ritson onto the field for Stuart Pearce. He was...
Borrow. Away for Billy Peden. Can't offload that time. And Cronulla, the alarm bell's ringing just after half-time. This is A key stage of the match. A long ball there for Grogan. Stands in the tackle for Carlaw, who stretches out and makes it easy for the Newcastle Knights. What a way to start the second half. They lead by 10 points to 6.
Well, they justified the decision not to kick for goal. Tremendous work from Brett Grogan. He actually attracts two defenders. The cutout pass, watch the work from Grogan. Stands up his man. The winger's put in two minds, and that allows the other wingman to get outside and score the try.
Yeah, good stuff there. John Carlaw, who's the man, gets the try. And he's a very promising winger. I've seen him do a couple of good things. Pretty ordinary Cronulla offence. Well done by Grogan, drawing in two players there and giving Carlaw the space.
Yes, Matt Daylight was the player caught out for Cronulla. Remember, they had a chance to go for 2 points here. A cutout pass. Grogan catches. As we freeze play there, it's 2-on-2, so there's no chance of scoring a try, or shouldn't be. This is the player put in two minds. He doesn't know whether to come in or stay out with this man. Decides to put himself halfway, and the pass beats him. Still had a bit of work to do, Carlaw. He's close to the sideline. The one-handed put down was an effective one. A tremendous start for the Newcastle team. Taking to a 10 points to 6 lead.
Bad is it? John Carlaw, a 20-year-old from the Central Coast, but that try tally for the season, 7. 5 of them have been in the final series. He knows when to score one. And Billy Peden, third kicker for the day for Newcastle from the sideline. Won't go near the posts. So Newcastle with a 4-point advantage over the Sharks. Will take a break from the Sydney Football Stadium. Back in the Novocastrians, pretty happy with the way things are progressing in this reserve grade grand final as Darren Albert is tackled. A step closer to a first tackle. Now with Collins. Collins again taken in the tackle of Kearns. Two big tackles one-on-one in this set of 6. Now the dummy inside. They open up for Kamali. Brett Kamali scores the halfback. What an incision that one. That could be a grand final winning play for the Knights.
The main danger on the football field is the player who's got the football. Cronulla defence forgot that. They were trying to overread it. It was Nathan Long and Andrew Neve who fell for the dummy. Young Kamali, a great burst there from 10 out. Scored their third try.
Yeah, the players who possess a change of pace, such as this young kid does, always got an advantage on the football field. Cronulla players stood there like Easter Island statues, didn't know what to do. And the way he went, that should wrap it up, I reckon, for Newcastle.
Well, there's a long way to go, but there was some important off-the-ball running, which helped Kamali as well. The pass goes wide. As we freeze it there, you can see he's got players in motion. This player here is very important. Another player coming around. That's Neve, that's Long. And all of a sudden, as play continues, the gap opens up because they're looking at the support players waiting for him to throw the pass. Unfortunately for the Cronulla side, Brett Kamali decided to run it himself.
Incredible. They've got the Johns brothers in first grade and the Kamali brothers reserves. They're only a few years behind the Johns boys. They turned 19 last Saturday. Craig 21 also in the past week. It's Bill Peden with a chance to put the Knights further in front from 15 metres out. He's landed the goal, so the Newcastle Knights now up by 10 points. 16-6 here at the stadium.
No, they must score very soon.
Ritson, run around with Dykes. Half chance, now a full chance for the Sharks. Away to Lamania. The hands were superb from the winger.
Fisher unmarked on the inside.
And now Fisher gets his chance from dummy. Half stretches out. He's lost the ball, but did he force it? Manson's going to say fair try. The Sharks are back in it. Fisher, the try scorer, 16 points to 10.
Oh, they're back to Sharkies. They made the bust. Newcastle defence lacking out wide.
Neve away for the 5'8 Knights inside. Ball intercept. Newcastle away with Kamali. The halfback Brett Kamali over halfway. The only big chaser is Darren Higgins. Kamali will get there and win it for the Knights. It's as good as over for Newcastle.
Yes, the fist up in triumph there, but you have to believe that Cronulla threw away a golden scoring opportunity at the other end of the field. The lucks of fortune, and Brett Kamali took the intercept. And he pointed out there was still an overlap out there. The inside pass was never the go. Kamali read it beautifully. He had a good start on everybody else. Tremendous chase here from Darren Higgins. It's a forward chasing a halfback. Came up with the tackle, but the line was too close.
Yeah, there's not much you can say, really, is there, except that Cronulla have had chances today, and they had one there. They've 2 tackles they should have scored out wide. Went for the inside balls instead. Look at this kid go. He's 40, 50 metres out and just going for it. Lamarsh's hundreds in the background there. And Darren Higgins and blowing. Darren Higgins, you must pay him credit. A great chase. He's a centre or second rower. Showed a great deal of speed. Putting in the short ones now, but he knows he's going to get there. And wrap it up for Newcastle. This will be a great win.
The ruck earlier, Gavin Finch really had an opportunity to throw the pass to the outside. And there's the joy of running 90 metres to score a match-winning try, and that's what it is going to be for the Knights.
He never looked around, did he, Brett Kamali?
There's only one way to go and you get that football. You haven't got time to look around because I suppose if you do, you start to slow down. Pete, you ever run that far in a game, 90 metres to score a try?
Oh, I think if you had up all the metres I ran the game, I probably got 90.
I reckon you'd still be trying to get there if you got the ball.
Yeah, where's Brett? Eric. One thing I do know, Paddy, is if somebody was running 90 metres, you and I would be back having a chat on the 10-metre mark.
Tanga Toa. Pressure not so much on this kick now with a 12-point lead for the Knights. 5.5 minutes remaining. He'd still like to kick it. I'll tell you what, he'll go pretty close too, just to the right-hand side of the posts. We'll take a break. Reserve grade grand final. The Knights leading the Sharks. 10 seconds to go on the clock. Kick for the line from Neve. So the Sharks, one last chance to score. Newcastle leading by 22 points to 10. Neve takes the tap. Clinch with the ball. Dummied on the left side. Back for Neve. He's wrapped up in the tackle. Still going the Cronulla Sharks. They want to get everything they can out of the match. Kicked over the top by Taper. It's too big. Fielded by Robbie Ross. And the Newcastle Knights, they have their first title. In any grade, the Knights have won the reserve grade decider. 22 points to 10. We said right at the top, one of the youngest reserve grade sides from any club ever to play in a grand final. And some happy young players right here for the Knights. Their captain, Tim Madison. Right in the centre of that pack, Andrew Tangata-Toa. Some great performers there for the Newcastle Knights.
Really very early on in this game, Newcastle with a better side. Probably had more scoring opportunities in the first half, which they didn't capitalise on, but they started the second half the way they wanted to, getting an early try.
Coaching legend, is there anybody there that you would you like to see in the Queensland State of Origin team? I mean, there's some good kids out there.
Well, Brett Grogan is actually a Queenslander. He's a fine player. He's growing in stature from year to year. And next year, no doubt, he'll be a chance to make that State of Origin team for the Queensland side. Look, I think the bonus for Newcastle was having Billy Peden and Robbie Ross on the bench, especially Peden. I thought he was very, very good for them when he went on. But all round, a good team performance. Cronulla on the day played a pretty poor game. They had opportunities, didn't take them. And Newcastle just kept grinding away and made the most of theirs.
The influence of Mal really, Paddy, on a club like this, how far does it go? Does it go right through all grades?
No doubt about it. Malcolm really, a bit like Bob Fulton, and I think most of the coaches these days, Tim Sheens and the like, they're club coaches, not just first-grade coaches, and the influence goes right through the club. I believe that Malcolm really did appoint Peter Sharp, the reserve-grade coach, and so that's obviously great news for Newcastle, and Malcolm will have some of these players, no doubt, in his first-grade team next season.
Go the Knights. Well done. We'll be back at the Sydney Football Stadium in just a few moments.